Pete Wishart.
There's sometimes pieces of legislation that come along that are just so audacious, pernicious and chaotic that it's sometimes difficult just to comprehend the scale of the carnage that they'll deliver in its wake. This single market bill is a prime example of this type of legislation. It's almost an unbelievable bill, a bill that only this government, with its weird assortment of Brexiteer oddballs, would even consider going anywhere near. In fact, it's almost perfect for them, with their penchant for governance by chaos and disorder. Breaking international law, that's a mere detail for them, a trifling little detail to this government. They just don't care. For them, being a rogue state is as natural as leaving the EU without a deal or illegally proroguing Parliament. And they're even starting to tell us now that being a pariah state somehow enhances the UK's international standing. You could just imagine in a few years' time, Madam Deputy Speaker, the Foreign Secretary of Rogue State UK turning up to the United Nations and there's an international crisis, just say a situation with Iran or North Korea, and some international treaty or convention is threatening the existing world order. What authority and credibility would Rogue State UK have in that situation? Kim Jong-un would just turn around and say, I'm firing these missiles, but only in a limited and specific way. But, Madam Deputy Speaker, I want to confine my remarks to what this rotten bill will do to my nation. If they want the rogue state nation, that's up to them. If they want the no-deal Brexit, go ahead, have it. We'll wish you all the best. But do not bring down our beautiful nation into the process. Never before has there been such a sustained attack on our Parliament or our democracy. The invention and the development of the idea of a UK single market has been one of the most spectacular and dishonest pieces of political chicanery we have ever witnessed in recent times. The barefaced nonsense of this being a power surge is contradicted by practically every detail of this bill. But there's two areas I particularly want to touch on. One is what's included in Clause 46, the one that allows the UK Government to legislate directly and devolve responsibilities. It's a mechanism designed to bypass the Scottish Government. Now, the Scottish Tories know they will never come anywhere near governing Scotland. So what they're going to do is just get round the process, and even under the new leadership of the ever-charming and ray of sunshine, which is the honourable member for Murray, they're still going down in the polls. So what they need to do, therefore, is circumvent Scottish democracy and ensure that they get direct control and access on specific interests when it comes to Scotland. And this is what they're doing with this particular bill. And I'll say the other thing too, and it's the CMA. I remember listening to all these Brexiteer colleagues over there, where they used to rage against all these unelected bureaucrats. Remember these mythical creatures of yore? Well, I found them. They're not sitting in an office in Brussels, they're sitting in the Cabinet Office up there. They're not called the European Commission, they're called the Competition and Markets Authority, and it's them that will arbitrate on everything to do with devolution and what the Scottish Government can and cannot do. But this bill is... Yes, of course I'll give way to the member.
Thank the member for giving way. Was it not the case that the honourable member defended and wanted, and indeed, the member opposed the protocol for Northern Ireland because it discriminated against the needs of the people of Scotland? And now, for some reason, he seems to be taking to his hind feet and wanting to support the protocol and oppose a bill that removes those pernicious aspects of the protocol. Why has he changed?
I think he may be confusing me with somebody else, because, can I say ever so candidly to the honourable gentleman, I just didn't oppose parts of the EU Brexit. I opposed it in its totality, as did the people of Scotland. We oppose overwhelmingly this idea that we have to be taken out against their will. And this is what it's coming down to. In the next few months, the Scottish people have got a critical decision to make about the type of future they want for their country. They could decide to remain part in rogue state UK with their no-deal Brexit and all the other things that they want to do. Or they could simply decide that they want to become an independent country of their own, making their own decisions, making their own way in the world, deciding things in good faith, negotiating as a nation, coming together with other nations in the world to ensure that we get the best possible future for us and our allies. We've only got a few short months when it comes to this, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I think we're beginning to see just where we're going just now. Independence now sits at 55%, the highest it has ever secured. There is sustained majority support for independence in Scotland. My nation is making up its mind about the type of future that it wants, and it is not their future. It's a pariah state taking us out of the EU against our national collective will. We've only got 6 months to get this debate properly focused and determined. I'm pretty sure when I'm looking at opinion polls and I'm seeing where independence is, Scotland is making up its mind. Scotland is deciding it's going to be a nation of its own. Yeah.